Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Coming live from Fiber Heart, children of God, and that's you, and that's you, and that's me, and that's me. I hope all of you. Don't forget to sing on the lifeboat. We're going to just leave it like that. I'm not going to be on the camera for a while. Because I've never been very good at hiding how I actually am doing. And I probably look a little sad right now. So, about a lot of things. It has nothing to do with just being beat around repeatedly for 51 years. It's that by the government and the doctors and family and externals. So we're going to continue. It's mainly what I saw at the institutions in Michigan, stories I was told, the testimonies of the other people being beat around by the cops and their lives destroyed, marriages destroyed, families divided. And I did read in James yesterday, but there was a little bit of commotion in the background, and I'm concerned that may happen again. So this can't happen right now. So I thought it was quiet enough, but it was only like a 15 to 18 minute video, and it was just like sneezing and dog barking and this event, and it was just too beautiful a day, and we wanted to do some projects outside that we were wanting to do together, and so I did not post it, and I actually really did like a lot of the things that I expressed in the sense of how I responded to parts of James and what I have been given about it. And so at the end of chapter 1, I think it was the source of temptations, but even if I had read it, we're going to go back there and read that, and maybe I can get a little farther along than yesterday, but possibly not. I only got to the end of chapter 1 because James is very intense. I did say this yesterday. I mean, it was kind of being silly because we need the whole Bible, but if for some reason all you had remaining was your book of James, and it's only about 3 pages, this could help guide you through growth with the Lord and becoming a more appealing person to the Lord. Let's put it that way. Because we're not really here to be appealing to man. We don't want to be fully offensive either, but in the sense of what circles you're looking for approval and praise from, you want to really make sure you know the sources of what you're into, and where they get their money, how they make their money, what they're involved in. It's pretty important. So, the source of temptation. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God, for God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then when lust has conceived it, brings forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, brings forth death. Do not err, my beloved brethren and sisters. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, and comes down from the Father of lights, which whom is in no variableness, neither shadow of turning, of his own will begat he us with the word of truth, that we should be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. Variation would be another word for variableness. 14:15 is desires. 13 has been removed. Wait. Yeah, whenever I do it by candlelight, we always get real interesting work done. We're just going to move on. Faith obeys the word. This is verse 19 of chapter 1 of James. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. For the wrath of man works not the righteousness of God. I would like to discover what slow to wrath is, because as far as I know, if you keep seeing a lot of injustice and a lot of disgusting abuse amongst you or around you, in groups or neighborhoods or churches or society or a jail or a hospital, it's probably pretty important to get pretty firm about what you think and what you've seen. And so this slow to wrath, we're not supposed to ever be in wrath, but you tell me one human being on the face of this earth that doesn't come from some kind of person that can definitely get upset with injustice. So I don't know. That's literally, people have taken that to the extreme. This is when you're just going around not getting your way and you go into a wrath because you want your way. So selfish endeavors. If someone didn't put the glasses up right or the towels, so you go around having a hissy fit and flip out and scream and yell and control the household like some kind of Nazi. That's how I've always seen slow to wrath. But when I've had thugs up my asshole for years, you better bet I've yelled at them. And I can't even go out and garden for 10 minutes. Now, the last little while, I've been able to garden more, but before they stuck me in the hospital illegally, because the contempt of court is not if I say this is a shit show, and that our attorney is on the Zoom with the prosecuting attorney, and they're all throwing me in the clinker. That's not the Constitution. Due process. Right to a trial? And you don't even have my legal name on the paperwork. Yeah, I'm going to keep going on about it. And then I get in and see what you're doing to other men and women, and they don't even know what their rights are. Oh my God. Because they know that they don't have any. Like they were more than willing to accept that they had no rights and nobody cared what happened to them. And what the police really did to them. For the wrath of man works not the righteousness of God, wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls. And we're literally only going down to verse 23 because it's that intense already. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man or woman beholding his or her natural face in a glass. For he beholds, or she beholds, himself or herself, and he goes his way, and straightway forgetting what manner of man or woman he or she was. But whosoever look into the perfect law of liberty, and I got really stuck on that yesterday, and it continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deed. Meaning, the more we draw close to the Lord, these things just no longer are effective in our lives. We no longer want to participate in the behavior. And slowly over time, we lose interest in it. If we're growing closer to Jesus. But actually, your fervor and your identifying with the Lord in the face of injustice, when you see heinous crimes against humanity should, in essence, fire you up a little bit. Not to propose or cause any form of harm or to create threats, but it should fire you up. And if you're being trapped in your home and watched like a specimen, like an experiment, like a zoo animal, and that seems to frustrate you at times, guess what? You're a human being. These people walking around like zombies, like, oh yeah, oh no, everything's gonna be fine. Just go along with the program. Yeah, look where we are now. Did you go along with the program? Mm-hmm. Like everyone else went along with the program? But whosoever looks into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man or woman shall be blessed in his deeds. In his deed. If any man or woman among you seem to be religious, and bridleth not his or her tongue, but deceives his or her own heart, see how ridiculous that is? This man's religion is vain. This person's religion is vain. Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. Do you guys feel that's what we're seeing? Do you think that's what we're seeing here in America? I just wondered. I wondered if you could really see it, or you're still just in your fog with the devil. Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep themselves unspotted from the world. All right, well, all of you have a great day, and I should have at least probably came on and said, I said I was going to read yesterday. I did not. And I should have at least came on and said there was a lot of disruptions and I would continue today. But here I am. And I am actually really trying, like the Dickens, to taper off of YouTube. I find that things have gotten so out of hand. The entire universe can speak of nothing else other than the wars. And maybe because I spoke of it too soon, for too long, now I don't want to talk about the war anymore. I want to move on to how we're going to restore and get the tyrants out of office and stop acting like babies. All right. Thank you. And I appreciate you, and I love you, and I don't know why I turned the phone because I'm not even on it. And even if you're crying, just give it a hoot. Just give it a try. Just entertain it. Don't forget to sing in the lifeboat. Boats. But what someone brought to my attention about don't forget to sing in the lifeboats, it's very male dominant quotes. Very few females. But I actually found it to be a pretty equal balance, but I didn't even actually think of it because I try not to think of like this is a bunch of men and this is a bunch of women. I try to look at it more as like we're just all God's children, And we need to work as a team, but nobody knows how to do that. So but the quality, and also YouTube music, to filter through all the AI, even on the separate station of music, where before I always had all my authentic bands and groups and gospels and Christian music, people that were really singing on there. But I gotta get going. I love you guys. Bye. And now it's not like that. Everything is just getting worse and more fake. I'm sick and tired of it. I can't wait until God lets the world blow up. Sorry, hate to say it, but I wanted to preserve 30 some years ago, 40 some years ago, a little bit of humanity. So har har on me, right? Have a good one. Bye.